welcome or welcome back to my channel. My name's Kaija and today I'm going to be making a video all about Italian fashion, la Bella Figura, and how very fitting that I'm wearing the comfiest jumper I have in my wardrobe that is completely unrelated to this video, but I thought why not be comfortable when I'm doing a video about fashion, because that is one of the main parts of Italian fashion, is being comfortable, practical and fitting for the occasion. So I thought while I'm sitting on my floor talking about Italian fashion, I would wear the only thing that I see fit, and it's this jumper that's the most comfy jumper I have in my wardrobe right now. So today I'm going to be talking about Italian fashion and their basic, I guess, rules of thumb that they tend to follow when it comes to dressing in Italy and dressing like an Italian. And this is something that extends so far beyond fashion. It's something that's so deeply rooted in history that dates back as far as the Renaissance. And you see it everywhere. You see it in the way they walk, the way they talk, the way they interact with people, the sports they choose to play. So if you think of like Italian sport, you think of things like football, where it's kind of almost dance-like, and it's very elegant and requires a lot of fine motor skills to be able to execute properly and efficiently and be able to look good while doing it. And also another one that comes to mind is tennis, which obviously requires like a lot of skill, a lot of fine motor skills. And it's all about that kind of Italian look, that Italian style that extends so far beyond the realm of fashion into literally every aspect of their life. It's all about a distinct style, this classic elegance, and this kind of energy and aura that they exude into every aspect of their life. So when it comes to fashion, it's no different. And they actually have a term in Italian called la Bella Figura, and I touched on this a little bit before, but basically what it is all about the Italian image. So la Bella Figura is all about making a good first impression. It's the Italian image, it's the Italian way. It refers to the fact that Italians care about first impressions. They care about how they present themselves. It's all about dressing to your body type, dressing to impress, dressing in a way that makes you feel confident and comfortable. And I found this quote that so beautifully sums up what la Bella Figura is and how to explain it to someone who's never, I guess, heard that term before. The Italian image, which literally translates to the beautiful figure. It specifically means to dress well and make a good impression. La Bella Figura, though, is much more than appearance. It's also about dignity, hospitality and politeness. And that was in La Gazzetta Italiana by Elia lafelice. Sorry if I'm butchering that. But basically, for example, and when you think of, say, Made in Italy as a brand, it's so much more than just Made in Italy. It's so much more than just Italian fashion. There's a reason Made in Italy is so highly regarded. There's a reason why Italian fashion is so globally recognized, because fashion and style are not synonymous. So that's an important distinction to make when it comes to Italian fashion, how to dress like an Italian. And like I said, la Bella Figura, it all links back to someone's confidence, someone's demeanor, how they carry themselves. And I always think about this example is like those Italian women. I lived in Milan for a year, and I always think about this example when the Italian women had those handbags and they'd carry them under their arm and they'd be walking so confidently down the street. And maybe it was only to go and get milk or to get some groceries in the morning, but they always look fabulous. They always look presentable. And even if they are, say, wearing a jumper or something a little bit more casual, they always exude this kind of element of confidence. While I was in Milan, our project for the entire year that we kind of carried out, this primary research project that extended throughout the whole year. And basically what we had to do was we had to choose a topic. So whether that was fashion or beauty or travel or transport or education or whatever it was, whatever your interest was, you chose a topic related to that was, I guess, present within the city. So I chose fashion, and specifically Made in Italy, and my focus was how Made in Italy has evolved from purely a geographical signifier during the time of like the Industrial Revolution and things like that, as a way to distinguish themselves from Parisian fashion and fashion made in other parts of Europe or globally. So Made in Italy was purely to signify a geographical location of Italy, whereas now, though it is still a geographical signifier, it's also a brand in and of itself. And I looked at that through the lens of Bottega Veneta, advertisements. And I really tried to deconstruct this evolution and this change over time from what was once a geographical signifier to what is now still a geographical signifier, but it's also a brand in and of itself. And there's a reason for that, and there's a reason why Italian style and Italian fashion is so widely recognized, and why it's so important in today's world. Why Milan is a fashion capital, why Milan has fashion weeks twice a year in that city. And during my research of Made in Italy, I actually discovered that if Made in Italy itself was a brand in the traditional sense, it would be the third most popular after Coca-Cola and Visa, which I thought was so insane. I really wanted to delve deeper into that concept and into that phenomenon, because it's so interesting to me that a country can construct this image, construct this global identity that's so linked to the clothes that they wear and the style that they have. So I really tried to focus on how these identities were formed, how these symbols were made, and how they were so recognized within the global sphere. And I guess it's that element of wearability that originally distinguished Italian fashion from Parisian fashion or French fashion, because that Parisian and that French fashion was distinguished by their, I guess, couture. They weren't, I guess, those everyday pieces that you could just wear down the street and feel confident and comfortable. They were more like special occasion pieces, and they really distinguished themselves that way. Whereas Italy, on the other hand, their wearability factor created this unique identity for their fashion and their style, and it all contributed to make this identifiable Italian look that trickles into everything in their lives, that allowed Italy to inject their own unique identity into the global fashion space. So while I was conducting this research project, one of my very first steps was interviewing an Italian lady who worked in the fashion industry and had done so for the past 30 or so years. And this was a really, really interesting process because I learned a lot from her. I gained a lot of insight from her years working in fashion and how I guess things have changed. One of the key things that she said to me, and one of the key things I got from the interview, was that she said Italian fashion isn't about fashion, it's about style. It's not about logos. And when I thought of this, I thought immediately of like those massive Balenciaga logos, those GG Gucci belts. And when I was walking around Italy, one of the main observations I made was that not a lot of people actually wear those flashy logos. It's all about stripping it right back, finding pieces that are actually stylish and aren't just like putting, say, a Gucci shirt with a big Gucci logo and some like Louis Vuitton pants or something. It's not about that. It's about picking pieces that are stylish. They don't have to be designer, they don't have to be expensive necessarily, but what it is creating your own unique style and your own unique identity with those timeless pieces that you can constantly recycle, reuse and rewear from your wardrobe that go with everything, all the new pieces, the statement pieces that you get. Say if you get like a Max Mara coat or something, it all ties back into your own unique style. It's not just a bunch of pieces in your wardrobe that are randomly there and don't even go together. La Bella Figura is all about finding your own unique style, your own unique identity when it comes to fashion, and really being able to express that in a way that it's not about flashy labels or logos or being like, oh, look at me, I can afford these designer pieces, and showing that off to everyone. It's very much stripped back, and it's very much about elegance and timelessness. And creating, I guess, that wow factor and that question point where someone has to ask you like, where's your bag from? Where is your dress from? Because it's not about those flashy logos. It's not about flaunting the designer labels. So the next thing I'm going to talk about is finding quality over quantity when it comes to fashion. Rather than having to buy the same pieces year in, year out, or month in, month out, season in, season out, focus on buying good quality pieces that stand the test of time and you don't have to keep rebuying and re-wearing. And that also ties into the idea of slow fashion, because in a world of fast fashion, you think of like H&M, Zara, Mango, like all of those shops, and they don't really last you that long. They don't take much time to produce at all. But in Italy, an Italian fashion, Italian style is all about investment and investing in quality basics, quality pieces that you know will stand the test of time and you know will tie back in with everything else in your wardrobe. So the next thing I'm going to talk about is having simplicity but also having flair. So again, this ties back into having those quality basics that can tie back in with anything in your wardrobe. I often think of the examples of like women wearing scarves a certain way. So they might have a really, really simple outfit, but they have like a colorful scarf tied around their neck, or as a headband, or like tied up in their hair, in their ponytail, or even like around their wrists sometimes, or even around their bag handle, which is another really nice one. Some really common, I guess, Italian style trends that I noticed last year were those really tight black flare pants. So they're tight all the way down, and then as it approaches your boot or whatever shoe you're wearing, it flares out. And I really noticed that they would often wear boots as well that would kind of make the pants look seamless almost. And even those leather pants as well, they would wear the leather pants and then leather boots as well, so that leather pants kind of looked like they were going directly into the boot, and it kind of just looked like this seamless Catwoman-like look. Especially with Milan being one of the fashion capitals of the world, I found this to be really present and really prominent in the city. And an important distinction to make here is that this is largely Milanese style, because say if you go to Rome, for example, it'll be different. If you go to the south of Italy, it'll be different again. But the north of Italy and Milanese fashion, as you go around, there are like different fashion tribes in Milan, and you'll notice a few different, I guess, styles. So you'll see the streetwear, you'll see the more classic and traditional, you'll see the young and flary with like edgy boots or an edgy belt bag or something. But Italian style is all about la bella figura. It's all about finding your own unique identity in the fashion space, but also about elegance, sophistication, and I guess exuding that through your personality, through your image, and how you want people to, I guess, identify you or associate you with. It's all about dressing comfortably and practically, but without compromising on style. Italians focus a lot on the fit of the clothing and how it flatters their specific body shape. So if you think of like a part of your body that you really love, say it's like your upper body, like your collarbone décolletage area, or it's your arms or your stomach or your legs or whatever it might be, Italians really focus on finding a way to flaunt what they find to be the most flattering on their personal bodies. So it doesn't have to be flashy, it doesn't have to be designer, it just has to be elegant, it just has to reflect you, it just has to inject your own unique identity into the fashion space. And under that umbrella of la bella figura, it all falls down into different categories. So they're the most important, I suppose, rules of thumb that Italians tend to follow when it comes to style, when it comes to fashion. And I wanted to also at the end of this video just include some of my favorite Italian fashion bloggers that I find to be quite unique. They're all different, but I'm going to read them out to you and insert their Instagram up on the screen here. Valentina Melpignano, Francesca Cina, Eleanora Carisi, Nicoletta Reggio, Adriana Calviti, Alice De Togni, Alice Perella, Chiara Biassi, Federica Bev, Rosetta Martucci. And I guess they were some of the ones that I came across and really loved and appreciated. And I just liked their own, I guess, unique sense of style. One of the most popular Italian fashion bloggers is Chiara Ferragni, and she actually lives in City Life in Milan, in Tre Torri. This amazing place in Milan where the buildings are all modern, and it's such a contrast to like old Milan, like center Milan. You go to City Life and it's this like international exhibit, like it's so insane, it's so crazy, but it's so cool to see. So yeah, that's where I'm gonna end this video today, guys. I really hope you enjoyed it. Give it a thumbs up if you liked it, and let me know if you want to see any more fashion videos, because I'm definitely happy to make those. I find it so interesting, and having worked on it for the entire year in Italy really gave me a lot of insight into Italian fashion, and I guess their mentality surrounding it and their rules of thumb surrounding it. So thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you very soon in my next video.